We're back down to a really minimalistic type of section in the music, which is so cool because that's not something you see a lot from bands. Like, it's all loud all the time. Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to be doing our very first viewer requested mainstream song reaction kind of a deal. And this video is actually being brought to you by Dr. Fu. Dr. Fu, thank you so much for commenting on the last video and suggesting this song. I'm really excited to bring it to you, to bring you my reaction and my analysis of this song. I've never heard it before, so this should be a lot of fun. I mentioned in the comments that I'm a little embarrassed that I've never heard it, with so many of you guys liking it. I haven't even mentioned what we're doing today. We're going to be watching Villa Strangiato. I hope I didn't butcher that. But yeah, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk about it. You want to see the video, want to hear the song. So let's get right into it. All right, I'm really excited for this. You guys, let's do this. Here we go. Is that the guitar? That's a beautiful effect on the guitar. It's got a very like string-like kind of sound to it. And I love this. Crescendos, decrescendos. Oh, okay. We got to take a minute and talk about that intro, I guess. What part of that was the intro? You've got the beautiful melodic intro that you've got, the string emulation. It kind of sounds like strings to me, but maybe not. I don't know exactly what they're going for, but the fact remains, the beautiful effect. Then, bam, out of left field, you get this face melting guitar solo just right out of the gate. It's kind of like, you kind of get a little bit of whiplash when you think about it. But anyway, the guitarist, Alex Lifeson. In my last video, I don't know, I guess I referred to him as the guitarist, and some people were upset that I didn't call him by his given name, Alex Lifeson. So I apologize to anybody in my last video that was offended that I did not refer to the guitarist for Rush by his given name, Alex Lifeson. I am so sorry about that. But the fact of the matter is, like, he's the one that I am least familiar with in Rush. So I guess maybe it was a subconscious thing that I just did not refer to it. But I don't know. I'm super familiar with Neil Peart, obviously. And I am also familiar with Geddy Lee. But Alex Lifeson, if you're out there, I apologize if I did not refer to you correctly. So anyway, let's talk about Alex Lifeson here for a quick second. These professional guitarists just make it look so easy. Like, you see their finger, and I was guilty of this when I was a kid. My dad was always watching these guitar. He had a few concerts on tape, which was a lot. I know, I get it. It was a long time ago, but he had some of these concerts on tape, and his favorite band is Iron Maiden, so that's who he had, on tape. And I would see them like doing all this like guitar stuff, and I was like, hey, that doesn't look so hard. But that's your job as a musician. You're supposed to make it look easy. You're supposed to make it look cool. And nobody's going to want to do it if you look like you're in pain while you're doing it, or they realize that it took you 10,000 hours of practice to get that good. Like, nobody sees all that. They just see the easy stuff that you see, like right here. But what he's doing is not easy. So, it's so cool. Those shredding solos, my respect to everybody that can be able to do that. I've been playing guitar for some time now. I don't try and shred. I'm more of like an acoustic classical type of player. That's what I enjoy playing. But, that doesn't change the fact that good on you guys, because damn. That's a beautiful chord. I love the crescendo. Is that a glockenspiel? Is that a glock? Bells? Did Neil Peart already have a bell kit on his drum set? That works really well together. Oh, it's a beautiful chord. Okay. Did I hear some bass, or that synth bass? Ooh. Nice little kick drum back there. Not too overpowering. Beautiful. I love the moves. Nice little build up. I'm digging it. Okay, all right. I'm gonna pause right here. Oh God, look at that hair. That hair is. I mean, look at how nicely it waves. But anyway, let's talk about this whole build up thing from the beginning of. I think it was an arpeggio. Arpeggio chord build up. You know, the foundation of the whole build up. You know, it's such a beautiful chord already, good foundation, and then we start adding little elements. It's one chord the entire time, like, and props to him for playing that for so long. I mean, what was that, like a minute and a half of him just playing the same, guitar lick? But you know, it was such a nice build up. First, you added a little bit of a embellishment with Geddy Lee on the synthesizer. Then you've got that nice counter melody sort of in the glockenspiel, the bell kit for those of you non-percussionists. So I mean, it was really cool. I didn't even know that Neil Peart had that on his drum set at this was like in the late 70s, right? I mean, the hair tells me it was in the late 70s. But a nice build up, a really tasty entrance by Neil Peart, and then it just continues to build and build. One chord should be boring, but the way they added things was not, and by the time you know it, boom, you have the next entrance. It was really nicely done. Really nicely done. Is that Neil Peart back there? I've never seen him like that. Ooh, a nice little fill. That is some tasty bass playing. Real quick, this is another testament to Geddy Lee and the band in general. Usually when I hear rock bands, you get like the guitar and the bass guitar playing the exact same thing, or for the bass guitar, very stripped down version of what the guitar is playing. But here the bass line complements really well with the guitar, but it's not what the guitar is playing. I guess it's got its own life, the bass line, and I think that's such a cool thing that I just wanted to point out real quick. That bass. Can you guys hear that signature Neil Peart cymbal pattern back there? It's something that I typically I hear it and I associate it with Neil Peart. That's really cool that he's been. I don't know if he does it on purpose, but I enjoy the part where it's there. I don't typically like reverse fills going up the drum set, but that was really nicely done. I love the performance aspect from Geddy Lee. That's such a nice groove. Oh, I love it. Beautiful connection between bass and bass drum. Oh, that's really cool. I love the foundation of the bass note back there. We're back to the guitar effect. Okay, let's talk about composition here just a quick second for this section, because we had that big opening statement, the first, I guess, that verse where everybody's finally in post introduction. But here, we've had that big moment, and now we're back down. We're back down to a really minimalistic type of section in the music, which is so cool because that's not something you see a lot from bands. Like, it's all loud all the time. And here, everything is so minimal. Like, you can see Neil Peart back there bringing his heights down. Everything is nice and easy. There's not a lot going on. Geddy Lee is playing one foundational note, boom, and it stays. And then you've got, not a crazy melody from Alex Lifeson. He it's a minimalistic type of melody, but we know that the melody is the star of the show, even though it's not like it's so in your face. And I think it's a really cool thing for a band to do. That shows great musicianship. What a cool feel, a metronomic feel there. Back to regular heavy metal screaming guitar. I dig it. It's such a nice solo. I love the feel. It's not your normal generic feel. There's so much soul in that guitar playing. We're building up. We're coming back to another big moment. We have a crescendo coming through here. That's a beautiful guitar solo. Okay, before we go on, I know something else is coming up. I want to talk about this real quick. I'm always so impressed with guitarists that can play with feeling. And I think that there are so many guitarists out there that can play with that kind of feeling. It's, in my opinion, it's not enough to be able to shred when you're on an electric guitar. You got to be able to feel what it is that you're playing. And I think Alex Lifeson does such a good job of it in that section. I mean, you feel it. And it's such a beautiful solo. It just goes to show that not everything, at least not for everybody, you don't have to do a screaming fast, electric guitar solo to be impressive, because it was such an impressive moment as a band, but more essentially from Alex Lifeson himself. Very cool stuff. I like the bass sound. It's a good bass sound. It's a good backbeat from Neil Peart. Geddy Lee is feeling it. He is feeling it. That's a cool little drum pattern. A little octave change for the melody. I didn't know where to. I think a Neil Peart solo is coming up. I'm not sure, but I didn't know where to stop there because that was such a cool moment. That felt like that whole section felt like something you would get out of a jam session when you're playing with all your bandmates, just having a good time. Really cool. And I mean, you saw a little bit of a glimpse of Geddy Lee, what he can do on the bass guitar. Really cool. Let's see what comes up next here. Oh, that was so nice. Oh my god. Okay, let's talk about it. This is my bread and butter. I drums, drum set, drums in general are my bread and butter. So let's just talk about that whole thing. But let's talk about it from a band's perspective as well. Number one, let's talk about that drum solo from a drumming perspective. It's not an in-your-face. I see so many drum set players just wanting to play in your face and check me out, and this is what I can do. I can play fast, I can play loud. And I've heard Neil Peart before say that back in the day, like, he wasn't as good of a drummer as he wanted to be, and he really worked hard to be better. But watching something from the late 70s, where he's younger, clearly, have you seen that hair and mustache? But watching something like this, I can tell right away that he understands what it is to be a drum set player, and he's playing to the music. And that's a good transition into talking about that moment as a band. Like, the way they composed this section, yes, it was a drum solo, it was a Neil Peart drum solo, but there was still a lot of synergy with the band. The hits with the band were there, and that's something very jazzy, because that's how jazz scores are played. You have solos, but there are hits with the band, and you have to line up with that stuff. A lot of people think jazz is just play whatever you want, and that's, kind of, but not really. So I think it's a very mature thing, composition wise, to incorporate the band into the solo and have those hits, because it still shows synergy while showcasing one member. Very cool moment. You still got that motif in the bass. Yeah. What an attention to timing there. Not rushing, not dragging. That is such an easy part for a drummer, especially in a band, to just rush through those. Space is hard. Space is hard for any musician. Playing the rest is so difficult. I love the heaviness of the melody here. A little jazzy kind of idea here. I love the hair and the mustache. It's so cool. But the underlying motif of the melody is still there. We got that Neil Peart cymbal pattern again, right there. Here. Ah, I love those drums. Homeboy's got wind chimes on his drum set. What a cool time signature. Wow, what can I say? Thanks so much to Dr. Fu for recommending this video for me to watch. I gotta say, it really is as good as you guys said. He recommended it in the comments of the last Rush video, and so many of you agreed. And you guys were right. I had never heard this piece before, and just watching it, it's such a good piece. And I don't know that. I hope people can appreciate it for what it is, but there are just so many good things happening. People don't realize, especially me when I was younger, how good they really are musically. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Thanks so much to everybody for stopping by and watching this video with me, watching this analysis with me. I realized that I didn't mention in my previous video, I didn't ask you guys if there's anything that you guys wanted me to react to. I'm really glad that you guys commented anyway your ideas. I highly encourage it if you have anything that you want me to react to. I've already got, obviously, this one was one that I needed to react to, and I have another one that was also in that comments that I want to react to as well. It doesn't just have to be something with a quote-unquote great drummer or whatever. Any song really that you like and you want me to kind of go into it, kind of analyze it, kind of give my take on what I think they're doing really well, what maybe I would have done a little bit differently perhaps. Leave it down in the comments below, and I'll absolutely try and get to it as best as I can. But anyway, I've been talking for a long time, so I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing my voice. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you really liked the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.